I'm Sugcora.
And I'm Ebony.
And welcome to the UnapologeticallyUs podcast, where we talk about life, mental health, fitness, finances, and everything in between. Thank y'all for joining us today. We're excited today.
We know why you excited, but for those of you who are watching, you see we are joined by our first guest.
Numero uno.
So Sugcora, tell them why you excited about our first guest today.
Oh, so I am excited. We have my husband on our show as our first guest. Mm-hmm. So, there's no bias or anything, don't think he have any special treatments or anything like that. But we have my husband, who is a husband, a father, entrepreneur, a headache, and many more. We have him coming on to give some... Well, I'm not going to give his topic away. I'm going to let him introduce his topic. But we have him on here coming on to give some knowledge. We're going to get into it a little bit later. My husband is a graduate of the Southern University. So we're definitely excited to have him on today. Yes. So, go ahead.
I'm saying, what is his name?
Oh, I thought I said his name. So his name is Desmond Knighton. He will tell you guys a little bit about his presence.
Okay. Well, first of all, it is a pleasure to be here. And as the first guest, I felt that it would be pretty unselfish of me to come and not be bearing gifts. Oh. So you guys have the wine. I don't see any presently, but I know you ain't got to worry about that because I took care of it. So we're going to get right into it.
Setting the bar, we do accept.
All right. So for those of you who know me, know that I love to partake. So this is a Riesling, which is one of my particular wines that I choose to drink, preferably liquor. But they drink wine, so I'm going to bring some wine. This is one I haven't tried. It is a sweet red, I was told, recommended by my cousin from Total Wine. If you guys want to go check that out, we're going to taste test these. And this is a port. If you know anything about a port means strong when it comes to wine. So we're going to do a little taste test of those for you guys. So these are the gifts that I brought for being the first guest.
Ooh.
So, but as my wife's and my best friend stated, I am a graduate of the Southern University, majored in arts and humanities with a concentration in history. Just to piggyback, entrepreneur. I'm a truck driver, photographer, amongst other things. But those are my two main things that I'm doing right now. And I'll keep it short and sweet because I'm gonna be long-winded when we get to this topic. So, if you need to know anything else, follow me on social media.
Nice plug.
All right. So I guess what one we about to try first?
So I'm excited to be able to try these. I am a little nervous though.
Yep. So
me too. Because I'm like, I feel like these are not going to be sweet. And I was just telling Tony, who listens regularly, because she talks about, she clowns about the sweet red, about the Stella Rosa last time. And I was like, girl, when
Tony,
you get to be a little, she was like, I want to taste the liquor in my wine.
Well, we got something for her with that one.
Tony, let us know.
All right, so actually we're going to do it like this. We're going to start out with the Riesling.
Okay.
Because it's probably the most relaxing one.
What's going to be the strongest one?
Right, we're going in order.
Oh, so you place them in order from strongest to... Whew.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go with it.
Pull up a little bit. We're going to have a little fun, just a little bit.
Just a little taste
Just
now.
a little taste. So we got a couple of them to go through. Well, I'm going to get myself a little more. All right, you ready?
All right, that's good for me. Yeah.
You a little more too. That's what you do.
You got to do what the wine people do.
You got to swirl it a little bit.
And if any of y'all want to sponsor them too, email below.
Come on. Okay. Come on, sponsorships.
So
come on.
It's a Riesling. As you can tell, it's kind of like a mid. It's like a sweet, semi-dry in my eyes.
So I don't really know what the swirl to do. But...
Swirl oxidizes the wine,
Okay.
so it lets the air flow through it. Then you,
Okay.
of course,
Sugcora, you forgot to mention wine connoisseur.
I was just about to say because clearly,
I'm not,
clearly,
but I do drink wine and smoke cigars. That's my pastime. You're supposed to sniff it, then sip it.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. I could drink this.
I could drink this.
I could drink this. It ain't like too sweet, but it ain't like too dry.
Right.
It's like right there. In the
It's a
middle.
good it's a good wine
It's a
to
good
eat with your
medium.
meal. So that's why I prefer Riesling.
I can take a steak right now. You know, a little steak with this.
It's a good dinner wine.
Okay. Let's
Knock it back, knock it back.
I'm the only one who did.
Yeah, we gotta get you
You got
loose.
2 more to taste.
So I'm not a red wine drinker. So
It's a
I
lot
can't
when you.
When you got
I can't tell you much about this one, but it is Il Duce Imperial Cardinal Red American wine. They have a California version of this as well. It says sweet red, okay? So it is supposed to be a sweet.
This is very interesting.
I have not tried this one, so this is my first time with this one. There's Riesling. This is a cheap one too. This is like $9.
Oh, that's my type of price right there.
None of these are super expensive, besides the port, but that's because they got more alcohol.
Oh, see, this one smell like one that I'm gonna like.
It's finally clicking why Taylor Port tastes the way it tastes.
Well,
That crap is nasty.
it's strong.
So, and this is a port too. So, you know, that's more so Taylor Port.
And then we must be doing it wrong. He leaving it down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you just take 2
Swirl
fingers
it
and
on the
keep it
front.
balanced,
It is.
oxidize
It
it.
is a goal of mine
Yeah.
to go to a wine
Just-
one day. So
Just flash it past your nose, get a whiff of it, look at it, check the colors and flavor.
What's the colors we're looking for? Okay.
I don't know, I just saw it on YouTube. So we're just gonna do that for dramatics.
I'll do that.
Oh, I like this one. You see, I'm a red wine girl.
Mm.
I like this.
Red wine is actually, if I'm not mistaken, supposed to be paired with steaks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So you're supposed to do that with a steak or something like this. And I probably should have.
I like that.
I probably should have pre-popped this one.
I like that.
I don't even know what this is, twist top or you better figure it out on camera though.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we're just gonna go rough into it.
That's the one I'm nervous about.
I'm nervous about that
I
one.
actually tried this one, so I go to Total Wine just a pre-game or whatnot. So this port is Porto Valduro. It's a ruby port, so I tasted it. It's up my speed, so this is what I'm drinking on today.
It come out like a big bowl.
So this is actually, so these are typically, this one is 11.5%. Yeah, this one's 11.5% by volume, 11.5 by volume. This one 19.
Sugcora, wait till when you smell it.
Oh, goodness.
I'm only pouring like a little shot because it is, yeah.
When you smell it, you gonna.
And it comes with a cork, so you know.
Oh.
Come on, do
What you think?
Swirly.
Swirl, snip, eyes.
I don't got to
Look
snip
at it.
no more.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but
Drink yours first, gonna get your
It's
reaction.
good. I like it. It smells, I guess, stronger than what it really is. It's not bad. You're supposed to
no,
be
it's
cute.
not. It's not bad.
It's smooth.
It's really good though. It's strong though. Stronger than those two.
I could do this one.
Yeah, and it's a port. That's why I brought this one because it is stronger, but it is smoother as well.
This
Compared
ain't
to
wine. This is liquor.
Yeah.
compared to Taylor Port, I could do this.
Yeah.
This is liquor.
So I actually like Taylor Port because Taylor Port is probably the closest you'll get to a homemade wine.
That's what this tastes like. Homemade wine, like
Yeah.
you know, whoever that is. But we would typically have the homemade wine, and that's what that tastes like. Strong. You know, I'm gonna go with number 2.
Okay, which one are you thinking?
I could do one.
Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. You get down, you get down. I'm pouring it out. I'm at the port, baby. How we gonna do?
always read up out of my mouth.
How we gonna do?
Whoo,
Yeah.
y'all.
Okay, you gonna let them know what it's gonna be. Yeah, I guess you driving home.
Whew, that's a liquor right
I
there.
got enough, like
That's a
that.
liquor.
These glasses look bigger than the
All right. Whew. I am intrigued.
Mm.
Whew. Well,
Yeah, law.
Okay, so this is a good time to get into Child Listen. So
Child
you watched the
Listen.
show, so you know what Child Listen is about. We don't have to go
Absolutely.
into detail what Child Listen is. So we can let our guests go first.
on Child Listen.
I'm going first on Child Listen.
Yeah, we're being, you know, they get good hosts. We're being
Good
hospitable.
hosts.
All right.
So Child Listen, what's been up with you, best friend?
A whole lot. So this is 2023, the year of manifestation.
Come on.
Manifested promises, as they would say. So with that being said, screaming entrepreneurship for me, and transitioning from 9 to 5, or in my case, a 6 to 6, to probably more so now, about 16-hour days, being that I'm full entrepreneur now. But just grinding it out. So just basically preparing for my business. We're getting it off the road. I have everything ready to go as far as my business goes, which is trucking. So I'm in the trucking industry, as I stated earlier. So I purchased the truck, and we're ready to get on the road, day and night transportation.
Come on, plug.
Look out for me. So we're getting ready for that. So my child listeners, I'm preparing for that. My son is embarking on baseball. My daughter has just made the cheer team for a second time in a row. So we had a lot going on this week. We've been working diligently with both of them to get them ready for the next step in their lives. We've also been working on the next step in our lives with this transitional phase that we're going through. But we're going to take it head on, full effect. We're diving right into it. No holds barred. We ain't holding nothing back. We coming at you 2 guns loaded. Let go.
All right, well, congrats on the trucking business.
Appreciate you.
You know,
Thank
the
you.
entrepreneur journey.
Thank you.
You know, I wish y'all all the best, all the success,
Yeah, appreciate that.
all the, desires.
Well, Child Listen, he done just summed up our little.
Yeah.
He done gave it all away for us. So, what's been up with you, friend?
Oh, you ain't got no child?
Oh, look, he done took it away. I mean, for me, this week has been
Interesting.
very,
You said these.
very, very interesting. I'm excited. I am myself transitioning. I think, let me get into this real quick.
Come
So
on.
I've been on here and I've been talking about doing things while scared, right? Just
Yeah.
modeling it,
Ain't
right?
it funny how we always eat them words?
Oh, we eat them. Let me tell you. But it's so crazy how you be taught your own lesson, right?
Mhm.
And I always say, okay, yeah, do it while scared. Yeah, do it while scared. Do it while scared. But yet I still had to be pushed, right?
Mhm.
And so I talked a little bit about before having to be pushed. God, like, girl, I put it there. What is you doing? Okay, you not gonna do it? Push. And so, I was telling Des the other day, I was like, yep, still have to be pushed, but it's done. The transition is done. We're walking and stepping and skipping into new things. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited. A little push, not too bad. Okay, it ain't too bad.
It's funny because when you text me, I was like, oh, yeah, that was the last one. Whatever it was, that was the last one. That was that last little push to finally get you, But congrats to you as well on the transition.
Oh, thank you.
Child, listen, I'm tired. I've been working like crazy. I am not done after today. I can't wait to hit my bed later on tonight. I'm turning my phone off. Don't nobody call me. And it's so funny.
Somebody gonna
let
call.
me tell you how busy the devil be. Cause I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to do better by like either watching church as it's live or actually going to church.
Still working on
And I'm
getting there.
tired. So I'm like, oh girl. Church started at church at home started at 10. Church out here started at 11. What you gonna do?
That's
You
not
got
that
time.
early.
I
That's
don't
not
know.
that early,
You
Fred.
got time.
It's not early.
But we'll see. But other than that, child, listen, I'm tired. So
You've been working.
I'm
though,
trying
so
to pick myself up to get through these episodes, but I'm tired. So
You're gonna do it. You've been working. And so on the next episode, you'll be able to tell us about how the first was. We're not gonna.
yeah.
She's scared, but we'll tell y'all next
No, I'm
episode.
not even scared. I'm more. It's anxious. It's like anxiety.
Absolutely.
So it's not really scary. Oh, I will say this though. I woke up this morning when you called me and you was like, oh, I didn't know if I woke you up. I was like, girl, I was up.
She was up.
And I was like, oh my God, why I'm up. And then I thought about it, I was like, it do hit different when you're getting up early because you're going to go do something that you want to do. It's, you know, if I had to go to my 9 to 5, I probably would still be, oh my God, why I got to get up. But because I'm getting up to go do something that I'm working on, that I'm building, you know, with this and what I got later and just everything outside of it, it do hit different.
Yes.
Like I'm busy. I had a busy day yesterday, but I had a busy day towards things that I'm working on.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm tired and I ain't complaining, but it's like at the same time, it's like, it do hit different when you're doing what you want to do.
Absolutely. So, well, that's good.
So anyway, we're going to get into today's topic that our lovely guest has, you know, disclaimer before we go forward. If you are a guest, we do recommend that you come with a topic already suggested. Okay, thanks.
See you in.
So what's the topic today?
Let's get into it.
Well, so the topic that I kind of brought today is basically one that we all are familiar with. Both of you guys kind of touched on it, and basically is basically just to show up or whatever. So that's the words of encouragement. The year of manifestation, manifest all your promises and dreams that you want to come true, but in order to do so, you have to first show up, and that means just to be present, and show up for yourself, which is the key thing, and what we're going to kind of attempt to drive home and to point out is just to show up. So I want to give y'all the opportunity before I get into my spiel about how y'all would like to show up for yourselves. So yeah, y'all got some on the spot going on right now.
Okay, now he switched and
now y'all expected me to talk about
the Desmond takeover.
That's why I get to be the special host, so I can host a little bit.
The Desmond takeover. Well, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, showing up.
What does that mean to you?
What does showing up mean?
What does that mean to you?
So when you said showing up for yourselves, because I'm a helper, I thought about showing up for myself, but also for those people around me. And I think showing up for the people around me also means showing up for yourself, because it builds the character and who you are. So showing up, what does that mean to me? Being there, doing the things that I have to do for me, maintaining self-care. I'm always throw self-care in there, making sure that I feel good. What you said prior to us recording, if I look good, smell good, feel good, then everything just gonna be good. And so showing up means that. And also, being there for friends, being there for family, showing up.
For me, and maybe because of the season that I am in, showing up for me right now, it sound bad, but whatever. It's being selfish.
Absolutely. I agree.
Because, like you, and maybe that's why we've been friends for so long, that I show up for a lot of people. I show up for friends. I try to show up for my nieces and nephews. I got another nephew on the way, and when I feel like I'm not showing up for them in the manner that I feel that I need to, I'm like, oh my God, you being trash right now. Yeah. And I had to take a step back in this really since the first of the year to be like, okay, if you continue to show up for everybody else and your stuff is on the back burner, or not on the back burner, but you're not giving your all into what you want to do, will you ever get to where you want to be? Yeah. And so for me, like I said in one of them episodes a while ago, when I was like, no is about to be a good word, because, and not in a mean way, but it's just like, with what is presented to me at this moment and the places that I want to go, and I feel a pivot and I feel a shift and I feel elevation coming, that may look like some no's. That may look like some TT can't come. I don't love you no less.
Right. Absolutely.
No friend, we can't go do this. I don't love y'all no less. No, ain't no more trips just for this year. Love y'all, had a good time in Jamaica, But that money that I spend for Jamaica needs to go towards me building something else.
Absolutely.
And so for me, I could say in this season, showing up for me is me being selfish.
Yes.
Absolutely. And a key thing to what you said, and showing up for yourself is all about being selfish. And we can give the prime example just with these two glasses sitting here. And you mentioned just you pouring into other people or whatever. So if you were to take your drink and pour it in my glass, then what do you have left?
I ain't got nothing.
Okay. So, disclaimer, I'm a preacher's son too, so I might get a little biblical, but that's my background, so I can't help that.
Hold on, pause.
Okay, go ahead.
As a guest, we can't call, and I had this revelation last week. We all, Christians here, do what you feel with it. We can't call this podcast Unapologetically Us if we gonna get only in sugarcoat.
Oh yeah, no sugarcoat.
So you don't owe these.
Yeah, I didn't want to let them know. They're like, why that dude talk so much? So I didn't want to kind of give them a disclaimer. But in the essence of things, kind of what you brought up is also being selfish. You want to be selfish, in a sense, but in a respectful sense for yourself. Because, like I said, if you were to pour all of that drink into my wine glass, then you have nothing left for yourself or whatever. And we all are familiar with the cup, my cup runneth over, which is a proper saying in church. But the essence of that being is that they are supposed to get what's left over, not what's in your cup. They're supposed to get what's left over. So you have to make sure that you're pouring into them from what you have left over and not taking anything away from yourself.
Absolutely. We use that analogy in therapy. I use that analogy in therapy all the time, as it relates to helping someone build their self, because it's hard. That's a hard thing for people to do, is to be selfish or to make sure that they're taking care of themselves. Telling people no, it's tough. And I tell them all the time in my therapy sessions, and I apply it to my life, is that if, as long as my cup stays full, where it's able to have some spillover, right? That's what I can give to someone else. And I tell them, imagine a waterfall. If the waterfall had a cup and everything that's falling into the waterfall, it has to continuously pour into the cup and then spill over. So what I'm doing is making sure that my cup stays full, and then I can pour into other people's lives. So showing up, babe, showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. So my little blue book.
It's the book.
It's the book.
Yeah, they got laptops and iPads. I just brought my little blue book. This is where I write all my thoughts and inspirations and stuff down.
It's the book for me.
But we're showing up for yourself. So we talk about showing up, and it's different instances of showing up for yourself. It's not just being selfish, maybe being selfless, different things like that, but it's in whatever aspect that you want to do. So is there something that's pressing you? Is there something that you want to achieve or aspire to do, whether it's at your job or whether it's creating your own job, whether it's starting a new journey, whether it be in fitness or whatever the case may be, or even just trying something new, or just actually isolating that issue or situation that you want to embark on and actually doing it. So that's what we want to say with showing up. Do it. We want to get into the presence of, don't wait, don't put it off, do not procrastinate, but actually go forth and do it at that particular time, because we always often procrastinating, like, oh, well, I'm gonna just wait for this to be good, or I'm gonna wait just to get a little bit more money, or I'm gonna wait till I lose just a little bit more weight before I post pictures and this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. But it's actually show up, because a lot of people enjoy, and some of the people that are super successful on social media and different things like that, they show the process. And that's kind of one of the things that we do, is we want to post the finished results, but we don't want to show the actual process. And if you follow me on social media, I always talk about falling in love with the process, not the results, because it's the process that'll get you there. And most people ask, like, if I was to give you $1 million, would you rather me give you $1 million or show you how to make $1 million? Or whatever. And my answer is always, show me how to make $1 million, because guess what? If I mess that first $1 million up, I still have the knowledge to go back and do that again. To take those same steps and the same procedure that I did the first time and apply it to something different, or even to the same thing, and possibly revamp it to where I'll be more successful next time. But if you give it to me and I blow through it, I don't know how to get another $1 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how to get any more money. So it's just different things like that. Like, show me the process. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's another one of my slogans that I like to say: get comfortable with being uncomfortable. When you're in the gym or whatever, the purpose of going to the gym is not the amount of weight you're lifting, but it's the amount of resistance that's pressing against you. or whatever, and that you're working against, because with resistance comes growth.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to grow your muscles, in order to grow your spirit or whatever, you have to push yourself past your limits. You want to be more devout in God or different things like that. You have to read the Bible more.
Yeah.
Get understanding. Go to church more. Push yourself past those limits that you're used to or whatever. Not just going to church on Sunday and say, oh yeah, I posted a picture, I went to church on Sunday, now I'm going to Piccadilly or Tony's or whatever the case may be. But it's actually, showing that I'm there. Okay, I'm there Sunday or whatever, but I know I need to be spiritually fed again. So let me go on Wednesday to Bible study.
Yeah,
on Sunday, let me show up to Sunday school.
Absolutely.
Different things like that. Showing up, being consistent with whatever you want to do. You want to go to the gym, it starts in your mind. You have to change that mindset.
Yeah.
So different things like that. I'm gonna get off topic, so I'm gonna slow down right there, let y'all say something.
But no, that was good too, because like when showing up for yourself, and you was like, the progress and sticking to the progress and the process.
Yeah.
But when you switch your mind into saying every day, I'm going to show up for me in whatever capacity that it looks like, and then you start seeing the benefits of you honing in on those goals that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
If it's going to the gym, if it's starting a business, if it's I don't know, want to read a book or whatever.
Absolutely.
And you start seeing the difference in how you feel, and you start seeing the difference in just your life as a whole or whatever. And then too, because I said showing up for you looks selfish. In that time too, you do kind of see who really rocking for you and who's not, because those who are near and dear to you understand. Especially if you take the time to go to people and say, look, this is where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
But there's still a problem with me not, or you not showing up somewhere or being here or whatever like that. And then they put that pressure or that guilt onto you of like, well, she ain't this and she ain't that, or he ain't this and he ain't that. And it's like, okay, so now you really not for me. You was only cool with me when I was here.
Yeah.
And so, cause I've been, hearing and stuff like, some people gotta get cut off to go to the next level.
Absolutely.
And I've been thinking about like, okay, who, as of now, I don't see nobody in my life that gotta be cut off for me to go to the next level, because we're all in the same, we talked about that last episode, we're all in the same thing anyway. But the people who are in my life, understand, especially now, and maybe it made them open up and say, well, Ebony, I'm in the pivot too, or I understand. But if you got people in your corner that ain't understanding that you want more out of life, that you want better out of life, then yeah, your life may be fine to some people, but it's not always fine for you. You're grateful, but if you want to take that next step and people are having a problem because you don't want to go out and drink every weekend, or you don't want to go out and do little things that you're not saying you giving up all the way, just like, hey, I'm a chill right now.
Yeah.
It's okay to cut them people off, because like I tell anybody, you only got one life on this earth, and when you die, because we all got to die, you're going to be accounted for what you did. Yeah. You're going to have to look back at 60, 70 years old, the Lord let you live. You got to look back and be okay with the steps that you took, the processes you went through or did not go through, and be okay with where your life is at the time. And for me, at 32, I don't want to look back at 35. 40, 42. Yeah. I ain't gotta go to 65. Absolutely. I don't want to look back and regret not taking advantage of the time that's now. And so,
and another thing that you say, which is crucial, is the people around you, which essentially would help you exceed. That knows, okay, she's honing in on whatever it is that she's trying to do to get to that next level. So let me give her space. Or that she needs me to be a little bit more comforting to her and understanding and to check on her a little bit more as she's going through this transition. So it's having a good circle around you, and with like-minded people, but also showing up for yourself is also, like you said, saying no or whatever. And it's not saying no forever, but it's just saying not right now.
Not right now.
And it just, this is not the time. I'm trying to get to the next level. I can't spend this money right now. I need it ain't but $5 out there. $5 I need. I need them $5 in my account to make sure I can put gas in my car, whatever the case may be. Or I need, $5 so I can invest in this that's going to bring me more profits and different things like that. So it's not saying that I'm totally against you, or I'm not, doing whatever it is that you want to do. But it's just doing that. But having a great circle around you is extremely important, of like-minded people. And when you talk about cutting people off, that's what it is. It's not like, oh, you out of my life forever, but it's just I'm not in that time space anymore. So I love you. I see you when I see you. We'll speak. We'll be cordial. We may hang out, go get drinks down the road. But right now, I need like-minded people around me or whatever. And then that's people. For me, that's people with a millionaire mindset. Or whatnot. I want people that has the thought process and the go get it behind them, that say, man, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I told my wife, I said 2025 I'm a millionaire, and we can put this right here in stone. Like, I have the mindset to take me there. Now I have the willpower, the back end, the different things like that, and I've embarked in the industry that will set the foundation for other plans that I have down the road. Or whatever. And me just saying plans made me think of something else. Everybody's not supposed to know your plans.
That's true too.
Or whatever. So it's some things you got to keep to yourself, because if you get to spewing certain things about, what you plan on doing in the future, this, that, and the third, or whatever, then here comes negative comments. Or here comes, oh, I tried that didn't work out for me. Or I don't see how that would be good. That plan is really, but God is still that in you. That's your vision. So your vision for your life and your outcome with, the Bible says with God, I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? Through Christ that strengthens me, or whatever. So your vision is your vision, and it's not meant for everybody, because everybody's not going to get it. Everybody's not going to receive it, which is why it's your vision. So you hold that tight, you nurture that, and you nurture it as it and watch it grow or whatever. And you still make a little incremental steps behind the scenes to get your vision to the next level, and different things like that. So you have to protect your vision or whatever, and that's another form of showing up for yourself. It's just knowing when to say when, or whatever, and different things like that. And one of the things I have written down, I'm gonna get into that, is faith or whatever. We all talk about faith, and essentially the acronym means full assurance in trusting Him or whatever. So it means you're gonna trust God. God, I don't know why I quit my job this week, or why you told me this should be the last day, or why these things that led up to this particular moment led me there, but I trust you enough to get me to the next step, and that I know you behind me, because you said if I take one step, you'll take two, or whatever. And with that trust that you have in Him, that you know that there's nothing that you allow me to fail. He didn't say it was gonna be easy, but He did actually. The only thing He asked you to do was trust Him.
And I think that's where people get misconstrued sometimes with the step out on faith, because people think that when you step out, you're gonna step into this field of flowers and roses and everything. Because some people, I tell my little brother this, and I tell people younger than me this all the time. Some people's path may just be straight and full of fields and roses and flowers, but some people gotta hit them stumble a little bit. Yeah. Some people gotta take the long route. Some people gotta go through, a little stuff, or it's slow and steady. Yeah. Sometimes, and so when it's not that fast track, or it's not that field of roses and flowers, it's like, well, God, did you really tell me to do this? Because some people struggle with hearing if this is God or my own voice. My own voice.
You'll find out though. He'll let you know.
Yeah.
He'll let you know.
He'll definitely.
Because if it ain't of Him, He'll take it from you.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes. Or He'll allow you to get in there and see why you didn't need it in the first place.
Take it from you.
People like, okay, now I don't want this no more. Remove this.
He tells you to give me glory in everything that you do.
But some people, like I said, some people just feel like, if I take this step, it's supposed to be easy. That's supposed to be it. I took the step, now you got everything else, and I'm just gonna walk into everything. And my main thing, especially within this year, is like faith plus work.
Right. So, and that's the thing. So when you say faith, the saying says faith without works is what? Dead. Which means that you have to have the faith to trust Him. That He's going to do it and He's going to deliver you, but you also got to continue to work.
Yep. Right.
Because just because you buy a rental that you want to put tenants in, don't mean that it's going to get furnished. Don't mean it's going to get painted. Don't mean that none of these things are going to happen. It doesn't mean that people are going to just automatically like, oh yeah, this is my house right here. Let me get up in here. You know what I'm saying? So you have to work behind the scenes.
Once you get it furnished and put together, that you're going to have tenants right here.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right there.
Understanding that you gotta have the faith. I think oftentimes, a lot of times, people think if I trust in Him, then He's gonna take care of everything. But you still gotta put the work in behind it. So I can't just get on a plane and say that I'm a bungee jump and think that if I don't pull that parachute, he gonna, oh, I trust that he's gonna just save me. No, you gotta work. You gotta pull that cord for that chute to come out. He's wanting you to trust him that he's going to take care of you. Yes, he will. But if you don't work I gave you these things. I put this doctor here. I put this therapist here. I put this life coach, this accountant, these people here to help you with so that you can do the work.
Right.
So yes, faith, you need it. But you also got to put the work behind it.
Absolutely, which is why you come up with proper planning prevents poor performance or whatnot. And we can add an extra word in between that. But we know it's going on YouTube, so we trying to get monetized.
Oh, we could.
So, but yeah, so proper planning prevents poor performance, or whatever the case may be, and that's something that ties in hand with that. That if you properly plan or whatever, and you have your vision and you've nurtured it, you did your research, you did this, that, and the third, then you properly plan, and then when you take that step, because it's not, he ain't say take a step and don't plan it.
No,
because you have to know what that step gonna look like. You have to, and what a lot of people like to do, they like to look at the pros and not the cons of taking that step. So, if I do this, I can make this and this amount of money. Okay, and also you have to look at, if I do this, I can make this kind of money, but it might take me 3 months before I can see revenue from my business. You see what I'm saying? And I think a little video that's going around now with Ice Cube, he said, if you're not looking to put 5 years into your grind to actually see a profit and different things like that, and see your fruits come to fruition, then don't even start it, because it's going to be a grind. Life is going to be a grind. He said he'll help you. He'll bring you there. Anybody that's successful will tell you they had to grind it out.
Yeah, they did.
And you see them now at a rich status, but you didn't see where they started from.
Yeah.
As the intern.
Yeah.
Or as the janitor or whatever. I saw somebody. Yeah, a guy. I saw a video of a guy working somewhere. He was a janitor. Now he's a lawyer and a partner at a law firm.
Yeah.
And he started out cleaning the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different things like that. But they'll see, but they don't know his story. His story.
Yeah.
Her story.
Right.
It's your story. It's your vision.
Yeah, that's good.
Different things like that, which is why you have to protect it and things like that. You got to block out outside noises, because there's a lot of people that will come in and say this, that, and the third, and kind of try to distract you and pull you off course or whatever. But if you got to get up early in the morning for a business meeting, you can't be out late tonight.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And also, another thing is showing up for yourself, it requires sacrifice. What are you willing to give up to be successful? You willing to give up your Saturdays? You willing to give up your weekends?
I like a Saturday.
You see what I'm saying? What are you willing to give up to get to that next step? Sacrifice is huge in showing up for yourself.
It is.
Sacrificing your time. Sacrificing your mental, sacrificing your friends. You have to sacrifice these things to get you to the next level. And that's huge.
Yeah, that is.
And anytime a growth has to come sacrifices. Certain things have to get taken off of the agenda. I can't do this no more. I can't have my Hulu subscription. I can't have my Netflix subscription. I love my shows.
Yeah.
I can't watch Power when it launches on Sunday or Saturday or Friday or Snowfall or whatever the case may be. That's time, because why? I'm working on my goal. I'm working on my vision.
Yeah, I see the vision.
I'm tapped in. I'm showing up for myself.
Yeah.
I can't go play basketball on Thursdays. I'm showing up for myself. My son needs baseball help. My daughter needs cheer help.
Absolutely.
I gotta show up.
Which takes me to the thing of like entrepreneurship, and I'm not. This is not to discourage anybody that's doing it, but as an accountant and just somebody who launching it herself, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Because a lot of people, like you say, focus on the pros and not the cons.
Yeah.
Where you mainly think about, freedom, and I don't have to ask to be off, and I don't have to be at the office at 8 o'clock if I don't want to, and I don't have to, answer to nobody or have nobody watching over my back. But like you said with the sacrifice thing, entrepreneurs sacrifice a lot of stuff, especially in the beginning. Because in the beginning, it's a one man, one woman, one person show. Yes. So, and then you realize in that time too how much. You know how I say time is money, your time matters? That goes into play heavily as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Because I can't waste my time sitting, doing bull crap, because time is money. Yeah. We come up here and we do the podcast or whatever, and we ain't monetized yet, but eventually we will be, because that's a part of the sacrifice of coming up here. We the two woman show. We the audio people, the setup people, the visual people, the editors, everything. Eventually we'll get to the point where we can pay people. So people, look at the podcast thing and it's fun.
Yeah.
The sitting and recording is fun.
Mm-hmm.
But when we up at 11, 12, 11, 1 o'clock in the morning to get these episodes out, because we also said Friday morning, 8 a.m., they going out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, people look more at the pros, but not the cons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sacrifice is a very good word.
Yeah.
Because you do sacrifice hanging out with your friends. You do sacrifice spending unnecessary money. You do sacrifice what your Saturday could consist of.
Yeah.
I got a long day today.
Yeah.
But I know I had to sacrifice a couple of hours to come up here and record, because if not, y'all ain't gonna get an episode next week. Or whatever. So, like showing up for yourself, and then if you say, I'm gonna do this, then you gotta be prepared for whatever sacrifice that comes with it.
Absolutely. Whether it's staying up late, figuring it out, getting up early, figuring it out, and that was one thing, how I show up for myself. Like, I go to the gym. I think a few mornings ago, Des woke up and he was like, what you thinking about this morning? I'm like, going to the gym. Like, showing up for me means doing something related to self-care for me, and the gym is my self-care. So yeah, that was the first thing. He was like, oh, well, what came to my mind was thanking God for waking me up, my children, my this, and I'm like, damn. And I just thought about the gym. But I had to realize, like, that's me being selfish, and that's okay. Because the gym is my self-care. The gym is what I need to get my day started, to deal with the things that I need, the sacrifices that I have to make within the day, within the week, within the month, within the year, and promising myself that I'm going to do that. So whether that's waking up for it, whether that's getting it in the middle of the day, whether that means getting it at 9 o'clock at night, it's going to get done, because that's going to be the sacrifice. You going to the gym this late? I'm going, because that's my self-care. That's what I've dedicated myself to do, because I enjoy it. Showing up for me. And plus, I look good.
And also, you do look good. And also, just things like that. It's just, you have to, in order to show up for yourself, and in order to be successful in anything that you do, is you have to create certain disciplines. You have to, and that's just creating the routine. If you want to put it into a simpler form, you have to be disciplined in your routine. So for me, in the morning that she inquired about was my morning ritual. Typically, I wake up before her, being work or whatever. It just, I'm an early bird. I love the early. If I sleep late, I feel like I'm missing out on something. So I got to get up early. I can't sleep past 9. I don't know how y'all do it. I can't sleep past 8. I don't know how y'all do it. I'm an early bird.
Baby,
but look, so the thing is that creating that discipline. So when I open my eyes, first thing I'm doing, I'm praying. Thank you, God. Simple. I ain't got to be elaborate. Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning.
Yeah,
thank you for my family. I didn't get no call last night that anybody passed away or this thing, this, that, and the third. So just thank you for the small things or whatnot. And then just meditate. Just sitting there for me. This is my personal testimony. Just sitting there for me, listening to God to see what he's going to put on my heart and my spirit in order for me to do today. Like, what does my day look like? Just planning it out, just being accustomed. Yeah, I know I'm going to the gym or whatever, but that's the least of my worries or whatever. What is it that I need to do to get my business going or whatever? And that's been huge and critical for me, because she'll tell you, I've been on the phone answering calls left and right, because starting a trucking business ain't easy. Like, your phone gonna ring off the hook. It's a lot of money to put up front. Like, I'll be transparent. I've spent over $25,000 just to get this business up and running or whatever. And that's with investors and help from others or whatever. But that's people that believed in my vision and know that I'm already, he already trucking, so he ain't got no issue with being on the road and different things like that. So, and I also provide them with a foolproof plan that I believe that if implemented correctly, is going to be successful.
Absolutely.
So it's just different things like that, and that's not to brag or anything, but it's just discipline. You have to create those disciplines in your life in order to be successful. When you get up out of your bed, it's simple discipline. Make your bed up.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. Like, create those disciplines. You're like, well, I'm gonna get back in it tonight. Okay, but if you go to a hotel and that bed was made up, you gonna get in it?
You gonna be like, they ain't gonna make my bed up today?
You not. You gonna be like, I don't know who was in there. They changed the sheet. They just threw the sheets on the bed. You put it on there yourself. Or whatever. You don't do that. Create those certain disciplines. Be disciplined in your life. step by step and whatever. And that's something that I'm trying to dive into more. Just as far as just making sure the house stays clean, making sure that these things are taken care of. Just creating because it's all about winning the small battles.
Yeah.
And if you win the small battle, then you'll win the big war.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And it's just little things like that. It's just having those tweaks to your lifestyle and just change it in order to be successful. Because guess what? Everybody that went to the military wasn't disciplined before they got to the military, right? They probably struggle, but guess what? When you do something consistently, when you gotta wake up at 5 and 4 or however early they wake up in the military, and your bed gotta be made, and it has to be made a certain way.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, I ain't never been in the military.
It's a certain way.
Yeah, so your clothes gotta be folded a certain way, and this, that, and the third. The reason why they have you do that because that structured lifestyle, it preps you. It's a mental thing. You're mentally prepared that you know that these are things that you have to do, but that's those things that you're going to implement with everything that goes on. So when you go to weapons training, when you go to whatever training that you have following, that you know that I have to be disciplined in those aspects in order to be successful in swimming if you're in the Navy, or jumping out of airplanes if you're in the Army, or being underwater and different things like that. You have to be disciplined. So creating those things. I told y'all, remember, I'll let y'all say something before I get to my next topic. So
that's good. But
So-
that's good stuff right there, you know.
So yeah. But these are things that I just talk about. Like I just brought topics that me and my cousins and friends and stuff we'll talk about for hours on the phone and just piggybacking off ourselves. And my cousin will tell you right now we trying to get people being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And one thing that's about is just like credit. So earlier I mentioned millionaire mindset, right? So in order to be a millionaire, you have to have credit.
Yeah.
Good credit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because anytime you go to the banks and get loans, and they're gonna look at your track record.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna see what you and think about it like this, because everybody always get mad at the banks as if the banks did something. You know, you go to the bank and you apply for we'll just go small, $10,000 loan or whatever, and they're like, you had a $1,000 loan, you ain't pay back. But you want me to give you 10?
And give you a high interest rate.
And you just digging yourself in the hole.
Yep.
Once you pay it back, you paying things that double.
Right. So they look at your track record, which is something that's important. What have you done in the past to show me that you're disciplined? If we're gonna tie it back, that you're disciplined enough to handle this amount of money.
Yeah.
You know, somebody my cousin was telling me, he said he had somebody to come to him to ask to invest in a business opportunity. He said, it looked like a decent opportunity. He said the first question I asked him, well, what was your credit? Oh, it's struggling right now. So if you can't take care of something as small as your credit or whatever, the amount of money you asking me for, the bank will give it to you if you had good credit.
Absolutely.
And you have to use those things like this, just simple things like that, because you have to leverage your personal credit at the beginning. This is the beginning stages. You leverage your personal credit to get the business credit. You understand what I'm saying? Or whatever. So take care of self first. Show up for yourself. Take care of your personal credit. Don't go buy useless things. Buy assets. Don't go buy cars and stuff like that once your credit get good.
Absolutely.
Keep chill. Let that build up. Let that time accrue or whatever. And then that business that you're working on or whatever the case may be, then go to the bank and get money, because every millionaire and everybody that's rich will tell you is that debt is their friend.
Yeah.
Rich people love debt.
They do.
Spend the bank money.
Yeah.
Because guess what? And Ebony can tell you, with an LLC, that's interest free. You don't pay interest on debt with an LLC. You know, in business credit and different things like that. But guess what? You go get a personal loan, they're gonna tag it on there. You see what I'm saying? So different things like that. So it's just setting those small goals, fixing yourself or whatever. So that way it'll help you with the next step. And credit is just a huge factor of any type of embark, whether you want to buy a house, car, whatever. So everybody say money is power, but credit, money is power, but credit is king. Credit is everything.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? You can have nothing in the bank, and you got good credit. They're gonna give you something. Guess what? If you go to the bank and you like, I got about $500 in my account, but my credit score 750. Well, guess what? Here go 20,000.
Absolutely.
But you go there, I got 100,000 in my bank account, but my credit score 560.
No, thank you.
Buddy, I'm gonna give you a little bit, but guess what? You're gonna have 32% interest rate on that thing. And I'm a tax because I see you making the money, and that's the balance. It is just understanding those factors that attribute to it, which we could talk about credit on a whole other episode. So we're not gonna get into that. But to get into the next item, so another acronym we're gonna sum up. So I gave y'all the first acronym, which was faith. fully assurance in trusting him. So trusting God. The next one we're going to go with is poor. Everybody asks, we talk about money, everybody loves money. So poor, so you ask yourself, why am I poor? Why am I not successful? Why am I not thriving? Well, the acronym POURS stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. How many opportunities were presented to you
that you passed over?
Because you were scared, you weren't ready, or whatever the case may be. And those opportunities simply would have catapulted you to the next level or set you up for whatever it is that you wanted to do. So you passed over on the opportunity that was presented to you because you wasn't disciplined. If you're gonna tie it back, you weren't ready. Your life wasn't structured enough to handle what they were presenting to you. But had you won those small battles, this the war that they presented to you. Here you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a 6-figure opportunity for you. It just requires you to move to Texas. It requires you to move to Washington or whatever the case may be. And if you were disciplined enough and you had all your things, but in order, boom, let's go.
Right.
But you had to pass on that opportunity because why? You weren't there. You weren't disciplined. You wasn't set up to go to the next level because you didn't win the small battles in order to get to the war. And it's all about winning the war.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And you're gonna lose some small battles. Let's not you're gonna lose some battles.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You're gonna get hit. If we boxing, you're gonna get hit. But what is it? It's not about getting knocked down, about how many times you get knocked down. It's about getting back up and punching again or whatever. So you're gonna hit the floor, you're gonna hit rock bottom or whatever. And I give you my personal testimony back when I was 27. Yeah, 27 when I hit my floor and I lost everything or whatever. And this is right before I met my wife, about 9 months before I met her. I went from with my eyes a lavish lifestyle. I was good. 2 Mercedes, doing good, making good money a year. I was riding Shive at the time, planning on a baby coming, expecting my son, different things like that, engaged, all that kind of good stuff or whatever. And then life happened. So boom. I didn't give him, and I feel like that when that incident happened and that transition my whole life, I went for, I can't afford this car now. Let me go trade this in. I need a little gas saver or whatever. I like premium gas killing me or whatever, but I can't live that lifestyle or whatever. And in my eyes, I feel like the reason why that happened was because I wasn't giving God the glory. I felt as if I did that on my own. And like we stated earlier, that if you don't give him the glory in everything that you do, then he'll take it from you.
Yes.
So yeah, he let me do it, whatever I had to do. I'm spending money on this lavish wedding and all this other kind of good stuff. And then boom, life happened. I got the big head, which is already big, but it was bigger at the time or whatever. And he took those things away from me or whatever because I wasn't diligent in his word. I wasn't praising him, and I felt like I'm doing this on my own. I'm making this money on my own. Yeah. Or whatever. I wasn't praying as much. I wasn't reading the Bible as much. I wasn't going to church as much. Or whatever, because I felt as if that these are things that I accomplished on my own. Not saying that I didn't need him or that he wasn't relevant to me, but it's just saying that I wasn't giving him that time that he deserved. And he's like, hey, Des, I need you. And he told me time and time again, chill out with the drinking. You drinking too much. Chill out with doing this. You doing too much or whatever the case may be. I'm like, nah, God, I got this. I'm good. I got it. I know what I'm doing or whatever. Like you already, you just let me get the new beans. I'm up now. City boys up. Or whatever, So we doing what we need to do. He like, hey, slow down, son, or whatever. Like, I know you got that or whatever. And I'm gonna take care of you, but you need to slow your roll. You need to get back to your discipline. You're reading your Bible. You're coming to church and Bible study and different things like that, or whatever. And I took him out of the equation, and he took everything from me, and he took me to rock bottom. And rock bottom. I mean my savings gone, my car gone, or whatever. My money gone from what I was making a year. Lost my job or whatever. Now I have to start from the bottom. Let's tie it back even further. If you show me how to be a millionaire, then I know how to do it when I hit rock bottom. So boom, now he got my full attention. God, what you need, my boy? I'm listening. I ain't got nothing else to distract me. Yeah. I ain't got no car. My family broken up. I got, hey, look, what you need? I'm right here. Let's talk. Or whatever. So that's me, and that's my personal testimony with him. And once he had me ISO, and he showed me, he said, I gave you these things or whatever. You didn't give me the reverence, so now look, you got to start back from the bottom. Yeah. And guess what? I'm cool. Let's go. I tell her all the time. I said, my last name carry weight. We get through the struggle. We're going to build it back up. It doesn't matter or whatever the case may be. So I started back from making, I think I made the year that prior to that happened, I made 85 or 90,000 that year or whatever. And I was 26, 27 around the time or whatever. So that was good money for me. I ain't had many bills or whatnot, and different things like that. So I had a lot of money saved or whatever. So then that happened, and a lot of them transit savings gone. I had to do this, that, and the third, pay lawyers, all this other kind of good stuff. And now I'm at the bottom. And guess what? They say it's lonely at the top, but it's lonely at the bottom too.
Yeah.
You know, when you can't go places and the friends, your phone start ringing, the people you thought, you know, and that's another thing. I told you I was planning a wedding. The friends that I had that were standing beside me, when I lost it all, I lost them too.
Yeah.
And Ebony mentioned earlier that you really see who with you when you ain't out here doing what you were doing prior to. You really would lose your friends, your family. Those people will turn their back on you as if they never knew you. And these are people who I consider my brothers because they were standing on side of me as I was supposed to take my vows or whatever the case may be. So they weren't my friends, and I didn't know it. But guess what? God's going to show you.
Absolutely.
He's going to show you those things and bring those things into fruition. So once he got my attention, once he brought me back to the table or whatever, and got my mindset and refocused, I went from the 85 to 90 I made the prior year. Boom, I'm making $300 a week, $27,000 a year. And guess what?
That's deep.
How am I survive out this?
Right.
My son daycare, $180 a week. That's half my check, over half my check.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm a grinder though. Guess what? Photography. Hello. Let me tap into what the gifts I've been given. Right. Let me put all these things on display or whatever. So it's just being diligent in what he taught me, that I know that I'm a hustler. I'm a grinder. I'm going to get it back or whatever. I'm down right now. Cool. And I've had people laugh at me. Real stuff. I've had people laugh at me.
Shit.
I am like real stuff. So I'm working at Target, right? I'm managing the cell phone department at Target. After all these trials and tribulations are going on in my life, and I used to work at AT&T. I left AT&T in 2012. We're now 2015. No, 2016. This 2016, right before I met her. So I'm working at Target or whatever in the cell phone department or whatever. And my friend, so somebody saw me who I used to work with. They was all cool, whatever. Boom, they came over there and they spoke. Everything was good. How you doing? Oh, no, I'm chilling. Whatever. Now I'm at the lowest. I'm at my lowest point in my life or whatever. So then they go back and report to my other friends that are still working there or whatever. Man, I saw Dad, you working at Target. I was a top salesman at AT&T. I was a top salesman at Verizon when I left. Or whatever. So they like, what? Like, what the hell ain't sound right? So they came over there and mocked me and laughed at me while I was there. At my lowest point. Yeah. But that goes to show, like, man, nah, that ain't dead. That can't be dead over there. Right. Oh, that's me, $300 a week, sir, $27,500 a year. That was me. Yes, Lord. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that that was just my point now. Or whatever. Somebody always said a resume can only tell you where I've been. Yeah. It don't tell you where I'm going.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So they were looking at who they knew and looking at my situation right now, but that wasn't my end goal. I'm still here. Yeah. Now I have my own businesses. Yeah. Now things are starting to flourish for me even more so than then. Yeah. So now they're going to be like, yeah, you laughed at me then, but at the end of the day, God going to have the last laugh. It ain't my job to worry about whether you critiquing me or whatever, what other people are saying about me at the time, because they don't know what I've been through and they don't know where I'm going.
Absolutely.
And with God on my side, how can I fail?
Absolutely, that's good.
Let me breathe and take a little sip.
Yeah. And you know, it's crazy because you talk about hitting rock bottom, and then you was saying your testimony as far as like when you was up, you was quick to be like, oh, this is me. And some people look at rock bottom as, you know, bad, like, dang, I lost everything. But I don't know, listen to a sermon, and you know, he was talking about like God being Jehovah Jireh, your provider. Right. And I feel like sometimes when you do hit that rock bottom, because you done got too high, he brought you back down, and then he put you here. He's also showing you in this time too that I'm your provider. Absolutely. So you went, you made this money and it was cool, but let me also show you that. But while you were here at $300 a week. Cause you can probably say, I ain't missed a meal. I ain't go without. Right. I always had food. I always had clothes to wear. I had some shelter over my head. You know, something like that. So it wasn't So yeah, it was a rock bottom moment, but you also never went without because you also was put at a position where you had to let God be your full provider.
Right.
And that's one thing that I always, think about too. Even when I moved and bought cars and stuff, I always, before I went, I said, God, if you ain't coming with me, then I don't want it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm moving to this apartment, whatever this rent gonna be, whatever these bills gonna be, you gonna provide a way for it to happen.
Absolutely.
You gonna take care of it or whatever. Because we work and we do these things, but at the end of the day, like you say, okay, he's put you there. You say, okay, well, photography, cause I gotta make some money some kind of way. That thought didn't just come from you saying, "Oh, let me make money.
I could do it."
He
gave it to you.
And then provide the means for you to get cameras, for you to get lighting, for you to have customers, for you to, and then I love about it too. And then whatever, take it how y'all feel. Sometimes he don't have to give you the abundance for you to see his hand in work.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be just enough. I made just enough to pay this bill. I made just enough to pay for my son's daycare. I made just enough to buy Jay's cheer stuff.
Absolutely.
And I'm good.
And I'm straight.
Cause at the same point, I still can eat. I can still, drink. I got somewhere to lay my head. I got clothes to put on. I'm still good. So. Yeah, that's good, but I was like, dang, like God was like, I'm your provider.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he gonna remind you. He going to remind you, like he's going to say, if you get too high, I talk about those humbling experiences and those moments where he may have given you, like you said, the abundance, all the things that you may have wanted, the desires of your heart, he will. But when you get up there and then you forget about him, you left him behind, then he gonna say, okay, chill out, like he said, hey my boy, chill out. And then if you don't, then he got to start taking. He got to start putting those little bumps in. And we like to say, oh, the devil, he working. No, it ain't the devil. God said, here you go, because you playing too much.
He give it, then he take it away.
Oh, he gonna take it. And so then I have to then be humble and have to build myself back up. But he only gonna still give you what you need to build back up in the amount that you need to get up.
And then, like we say too, we transition at your lowest point. This can be the wind down portion. We can wind it on down at this point.
Wind it on down.
Right, I've been trying to say mine, but you do see, like I said in the earlier part of the episode, you do see who down for you when you're in a transition and when you at your low.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like God places things in our spirits long before the passions to do certain things, entrepreneur mindsets, businesses, visions that he give us or whatever. And at the same time, he know who needs to be there and who don't. He know who really there for you and who not. And so when you do hit that moment of pivot where he's trying to say, okay, look, you need to get here or whatever, and then you start to see those friends who mad because you ain't at happy hour or at brunch or whatever, or you hit your low point and you see those people who you thought was friends with you, but they coming and laughing at you and picking at you, and you like, dang, like I'm in my low.
Right,
and then you see those guys who were there, or who was supposed to be there when you finna get married, and then you didn't hit your low and you never see them. It's because God saw some stuff that you didn't see, or God heard conversations that you didn't hear.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it hurts in that moment, but hindsight, when you get through it and you see, you be like, would I have want to hit this level with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Would you have been as happy for me with where I am now? Or my favorite word, conditional.
Yeah.
Was your love and friendship with me
conditional?
Unconditional or conditional? Were you only cool with me if I was doing this? Were you only cool with me if I'm out getting drunk and I'm buying all the drinks because you get to get free drinks? Or are you cool with me whether I'm up or whether I'm down?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. When you going through life, going through life, I want people with me who gonna be with me when I'm up and who gonna be there for me when I'm down.
Absolutely.
Who can clap for me when I'm up and then come to me and say, well, what can we do when you down? Because that's me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna clap for you when you up, but when you down, okay, well,
what we need to do,
what you need me to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good, baby. You can't, baby. You come. He came on
Y'all
with the
cut me off early. I wasn't
with the
done.
stuff.
But no, so last one, I'm not going to expound on it, but I'm gonna leave it with you. I'm not going to expound on it. I told y'all to be long-winded. I told y'all before we started talking. Y'all want to be doing an introduction.
You got to have fun recording. Editing this.
I still be doing my introduction if you let me. But no, so I'm gonna leave you with this. So two things. My last acronym, because I told you it was 3. It was faith, fully assurance, and trust in Him. It was poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly, and then the last one was now, meaning no opportunity wasted. Which means that if you're ever looking to do something, you're thinking about pulling the trigger on it, the time is now. No opportunity wasted. You now have the opportunity. It's presented itself for you to go out, step out on faith with God or whatever. Trust that He'll fully provide for you or whatever. But the opportunity and the time is now. So don't waste it. Like I said, I'm not going to expound on it. That's my favorite one or whatever. You see, actually, I can't remember the boy. I think he played for the Lakers. He got a tattoo right here, and it is NOW, and he got it in like the little old digital clock with the little line. He has that tattooed on him. He got braids, and he played for the Lakers, light skinned dude or whatever. I see his face, but I can't think of his name. But it's tattooed on his left bicep or whatever. And that's what it means. So the time is now or whatever. So you now have an opportunity. If you've been thinking about it, you've been praying about it, you've been steadfast about it, meditating about it, rubbing your crystals together, rubbing your feet together, whatever it is that you're rubbing together or whatever. If it's on your mind and it's on your heart, it's there for a reason. There's a reason why that thought keep coming back to you or whatever, because now it's time for you to act on it or whatever. So.
Woo, he came with some stuff. Was we ready? I don't even know if I was ready.
Burn.
He gonna have to come back on here so he can expound on his favorite one, because he made sure he said that was his favorite one. We're not letting him expound on. But we're gonna definitely have him back on here to be able to tell us that acronym, which is his favorite.
I'm gonna show y'all this. I had all this written down, and I'm just right here. This will be it right there. I ain't even touched none of this. I ain't even get to that right there either. So.
For those listening, he is showing us his notes and letting us know that he did not get to everything, and so that's okay. Put a pin in it, and he's going to definitely be able to part 2 this, so that he can come and continue to give you guys the gems that he's giving. You know, he gonna have me shocked. You know, I know that he could come out and give some knowledge to people, but he came out here and slam dunk. Okay, I see you.
Gotcha, no problem. Thank y'all for having me. Follow me on social media.
Do at the end.
Okay, do that. I thought this was my bad.
As always, if you have any questions or podcast topics, feel free to email us at unapologeticallyuspod@yahoo.com. That is unapologeticallyuspod@yahoo.com. Also, follow us on Instagram at unapologeticallyuspod. And, our guest today, Mr. Desmond Knighton, Sugcora's, boo thing, hubby, babe, all the names.
Headache. Don't forget that one.
Mr. Desmond Knighton, comment below and let us know how you guys enjoyed the episode. You want to tell the people? Now you can tell the people.
Okay, so
where to find you on the Instagram.
I'm only get my Instagram because that's probably the only thing I really gonna look at. Is Negus NEGUS.Knighton, which is my last name, KNIGHTON. Essentially, just to give you a little history behind that name. Negus is the Ethiopian word for king, and it's actually where the word nigga derived from. For those of you that don't know, is that actually when they say the word nigga, they couldn't pronounce it, so it was actually Negus or whatever. And so Negus meaning king in the Ethiopian translation. So my name on Instagram is king.knighton, which is Negus.Knighton. So feel free to follow me. My page is open. Surf it or whatever. You'll see a lot of content as far as working out and stuff like that. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm an open book if anybody know me.
And we will also have that below in the description boxes. All minds clear?
All lines clear?
All minds clear.
Thank you guys for joining us today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate us on podcast platforms. And until the next, finish your wine.
I've been waiting for it, but he clearly just downed his. All right.
Because mine's gone. All right, our wines is clear.
All wines
And
are
until
clear.
the next episode, bye y'all.
Bye.
Thanks again, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Bye.